Hey YouTube, Josh here. Sorry I haven't made the video in a while. Um, just been busy, and this past weekend I was out of town, so I'm sorry this is coming to you guys late, but I wanted to show you guys my deck profile from the Cleveland Regionals 2 weeks ago. Ended up going top 48, got 27th place. So I got my invite to Nationals. Just wanted to show you deck profile. It's pretty similar to the one that I already showed you guys. Just wanted to show you the few updates. And I'll go over the deck real quick, and then I'll make another video and give you guys a tournament report and let you know how I did and my matchups and everything. So I'll just get into it. Still play the Ninkin Dogs. The Lightning Chidori just was good. It helped me out a couple of times. So I'm glad that I did run them. If I continue to run them, probably. But I might just try to do the one set of vanillas so that I can run better monsters. So these might get taken out. And so I ran the 3 Ninkins and the 3 Vorse Raiders. Vorse Raider Deck Devi combo did very well for me. I did misplay a couple of times just because of how new this deck was and how often, and I haven't really played any decks with the virus before. So I did misplay once or twice where I tried to deck Devi without a tanky or boosting his attack, so I tried tributing him at 19. And the first time it wasn't even caught by either of us until after the game. I realized what I did, but my opponent didn't. And then the second time, thankfully, I had a black ship of corn on the field too, and I tried to tribute the Vorse Raider, and he's like, you can't. And I'm like, wow, I feel so stupid. I was like, well, I guess I'm going to tribute the black ship then. So luckily that still worked out for me. But yeah. And with what looks like the ban list going to be happening and Windup's going to be gone, I probably won't play Vorse Raider anymore just because Windups was the major deck that it hit. It can still hit the water decks, but just really only one deck that it can hit isn't really, that can make a big impact on isn't really worth playing anymore. So those are my vanillas. So ran the tour guide engine, the 2 tour guides and Sangan. Sorry about the glare, guys. Looks like he's going to be hit too, so looks like I may not even run the rabbit build anymore if Sandgate gets hit, because I really don't want to run the Night Assailant. But the tour guides definitely came in handy. Then the 2 rescue rabbits, of course. I just hope, and I'm glad it doesn't look like they're going to get hit again, just because rabbits is just such a good card and works in so many decks. Ran the 2 effect veilers, and then of course the 3 bears. Bears MVP of the deck, such a good card. And I did play about 2 or 3 people that hadn't even faced the Fire Fist yet or really knew what they did. So just the fact that they didn't know how they ran or how they worked helped me out too. The one guy decided to end D-fissures on me, and I was like, okay, you can keep those on the field all day long. That just means I can not worry about your veilers. Then the 1 gorilla. I still am happy with just 1 gorilla. I don't feel the need for running more than 1 because there's not too many times that I'm using him to attack over a monster. It's just, if they are running a lot of back row, I'll search out a gorilla just to fade out something, and if they don't stop the summon or do something to the monster, then I can clear one of their back rows. So that was it for monsters. Spells, you got your Trinity, Dark Hole, Heavy Reborn. Heavy Storm, just like another MVP card. I'm glad that I did put it in because I wasn't running it in the beginning because of all the back row that I run, but so many times I opened with it, or I only had like 1 card on the field, and they see that you're playing Fire Fist and they just set so much because they're like, oh, he's running Starlight Road and he's not running Heavy Storm, and then, every time I Heavy Storm, not a single time did I get roaded or anything, so it was really awesome. Then of course, 3 Fire Formation Tinky. This card's just busted. searches out any of my monsters pretty much. And then the double Tensu. Tensu did help out from time to time. I thinking about dropping it just a 1, but you know, it's an extra spell for Bear to search out and an extra, you know, target for Bear's effect and an extra boost. Ran triple Space Typhoon, and I wouldn't change it down to 2 if I don't have to, because back rows do hurt this deck, so I don't want the back rows there. Why I'm also playing double Lance, where I know Lance, if I have to protect one of my monsters from being bottomless or deprisoned, they lose the attack boost. But it's well worth it to keep my monsters on the field because this deck needs to keep field presence. So that's there to protect, and then of course for the mirror match, which I didn't play any, but Lance is just too good. Then you got your Solemn Brigade, 1 Solemn Judgment, 2 Solemn Warnings, which I'm still wondering why they're going to hit Warning. It makes no sense to me, and it's making me even more sad that I've kept these first ed alties, and now I'm only going to be able to play 1 of them. So, yeah. Double Bottomless. Bottomless is bottomless. What can you say about that? It's helped me out a lot too. Only 2 Tensens. I don't like 3 because it can get cloggy, even though you can search them, but it's not cool when you open 2 of them, and it's just kind of pointless. But it's nice that they're chainable. Double Mirror Force. This is probably a card that I would take down to 1 or get rid of in the main deck, because I did get Starlight Road once from Mirror Force, and most of the time I had Mirror Force set, they'd bring out Stardust Dragon or something, and so I was kind of screwed and pissed. The 1 main deck Devi, and then still went with 1 Road and 1 Huge Rev. I did Huge Rev once to a Heavy Storm, so who knows if I can't remember if they had a warning or anything that would have stopped the road, but I probably wouldn't change it. I'd probably leave it at 1 and 1. And then the last card was 1 Tenken. And Tenken, even though I was unsure about this card, it did save me quite a few times. Because even though they know it's set, they still try to target your monster or do something to your monster. And you flip this, and it survives the main phase. And then having that extra 300 boost and you know, face-up card for Bear to send. So that was the main deck. I believe it was at 43. So that's alright. The side deck, I ended up putting in 1 Night Beam, and I'll probably end up bumping this up to 2. Night Beam ended up being really good, especially against like Macro Rabbit and things that set a lot of cards. Even though that they can, you know, do the multiple chains, most of the time they're not going to have 2 chainable cards that, you know, that's gonna go off, you know. And I'm glad I put 1 of those in, because I ended up running 1 Night Beam and 1 Dust Tornado, so I'm glad I did it that way instead of 2 Dust Tornadoes, so I didn't have to wait to set it. Plus 2, you know, if I did face a mirror match, and you know they've got the Tensen set, and they always are going to wait to chain it or wait until you attack, so if you Night Beam their Tensen, they can't activate it, which is really cool. The 1 Soul Taker, this may come out. I think I sided it in, but never drew into it. It was just those decks that had extra beaters on the field, or too many monsters that I couldn't handle. So, and 3D Fissures, I sided them in a lot, but didn't get to see them play very much. I only think I drew them once, and they had the MST for it. Triple Rivalry. Rivalry saved me a game or 2, and just you know, helped out a lot to where they couldn't really do much. The second Devi and Double Mind Crush really helped out, especially against windups. You know, twice I opened with Force Raider, Deck Devi, and a Mind Crush, and it was just devastating. And then 2 Dimensional Prisons, which I'm going to put into the main deck. Again, for like I said, the Stardust Dragons came out every single time I had Mirror Force, and it really got annoying, so I wished I had played those in the main deck. and then 1 breakthrough skill. Yes, I could have put a 3rd effect Veiler in, but the thing about this was that, you know, even though it'll negate their effects, but they can still attack, it was nice that I could remove it from the graveyard to do like a Tiger King effect and negate their effects. I did it once against Dolka. I had used this on their rabbit when they summoned, and wasn't able to get the rabbit off the field. Next turn they went Dolka, and so then on my turn I removed it from the grave to negate Dolka, and it's just summoned Bear and got rid of the Dolka. The extra deck was the 1 Stardust for the Starlight Road, 1 Leviair, which was the only rank 3 I ever went into. I never went into the Tempo or Zen mains. They were there in case I needed them, but I never needed them. Every time I did Tour Guide was to Leviair my Rescue Rabbit. And for the rank 4s was 2 Tiger Kings. I think only once I ever used both, but they're there because you can go into both. But usually every time I rabbited, except for when I needed Lightning Chidori, was always in a Tiger King. And I never realized until that day just how good Tiger King's other effects are, because I never really used them much. But being able to get that, you know, most of the time this was a first turn play, and I would search out the Tenkin to protect it. And you know, there's quite a few times where, like, there was a Gotchi or a Maestroke or, you know, a Zen mains or something on the field, and I would just detach and then be able to just attack it and get it off the field. They wouldn't be able to do their effects. Also used it to save myself against the BLS. And then Steel Storm Roach, never had to go into it. Photon Papal Operative, never used it. Black Ship of Corn, used it a couple of times to get over those defense monsters that can't be destroyed. Utopia, I think I only might have gone against it once, gone for it once. Shockmaster, I'd never played. Maestroke, I don't think I ever played either. Abyss Dweller, never used. Cowboy, used to deal that final 800 damage to win me a game. And then Lightning Chidori, used it probably 2 or 3 times. So that's the deck. Been rambling on for too long now. And make sure to catch my other video with the tournament report, and peace out, guys.